Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Pages to Pixels, where we talk about new movies every week. I'm Rohan, that's Keerthana, and today we're not talking about a movie, but we are talking about The Last of Us, specifically season two.
hmm
Although I know we haven't really covered season one, so we'll touch on our thoughts on season one as
hmm
well. Which, I mean, I'm sure that you and everyone listening know this, but it's actually based off a video game.
hmm
Now, I have never played the game, but I've heard a lot about it, and this was one of the ones where everyone was clamoring like, "Hey, you have to make a Last of Us." Uh, People wanted a movie adaptation, but they were
hmm
like, "This is one of the ones that will work because the story is already so good. It's super cinematic. You can translate it." We never ended up getting a movie adaptation, and we did get this HBO adaptation, which I know season one was a huge, huge hit,
hmm
and I know it got nominated for a bunch of Emmys. I don't know if it won any.
hmm
I'm sure it won some though.
Yeah, I mean, what a show! Like
Yeah.
the first season came out, everybody it gave me a lot of like Game of Thrones energy in that everybody was talking about it constantly. It was everywhere on
Yep.
the and with Game of Thrones, I did the thing where I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it because it's mainstream. But then I watched it and I loved it. So I was like, this one I jumped in like right when the show came out, and I absolutely loved it. I think season one of Last of Us has one of my favorite TV show episodes of all time. It's the penultimate episode where Joel and Ellie, who are the main characters, are separated and she's escaping from that doctor. And
Yeah.
basically, there's this one scene where she goes from being the like where it goes from Joel being the protagonist to Ellie becoming the protagonist. That's like that switch up
Yep.
happens within that one scene. And it was
Foreshadowing.
yeah. No, it was
We'll get
phenomenal.
into that in a bit,
Yeah, we
but
will. Yeah, I that specific scene was phenomenal because I mean, so basically, what happens is she's getting chased by this cannibal, and she's trying to escape from him, and it's a big like chase sequence. But at the same time, it's parallel cut with Joel, that is Pedro Pascal's character, making his way to where she is. So we keep expecting him to like jump in and save her, but it never happens until the end. Basically, she saves herself. She kills the guy, and she manages to walk out alive and victorious. And I thought that the way they played it, the way that entire sequence was structured, was just so impressive that in that moment we stop seeing her as this little girl. We see her as this person who's very capable of taking care of herself. Um, so coming off of that, I was very excited for season two to come out for Last of Us. Now I did watch it very late. It came out and then I don't know. I got busy and I didn't get to see it as it was as the episodes came out. So I binged it in what 2 nights, and I don't regret it at all. It was great. I loved the season too.
yeah, I mean, I really season one I also really loved. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to give my
Hmm
thoughts on that. But I there was a lot of doubt for the show because there is this thing called the video game curse.
hmm
Basically, it's every single video game adaptation, maybe not every single, but most of them
hmm
have not been very good.
Right.
Um, I think prior to the last one, the best one was probably The Witcher on Netflix.
hmm
Which I saw the first two seasons, at least the ones with Henry Cavill. I didn't watch the one with Liam Hemsworth, assuming that came out.
hmm
Uh,
Did
but
that it was not Henry Cavill just make you not want to watch it anymore?
he was honestly kind of the one thing about the show that was I felt was good, or
Uh-huh.
I thought he embodied Geralt just perfectly, whether it's from a physicality or even a personality standpoint. And then they announced, not only did they announce that he's leaving, but they announced that the replacement was Liam Hemsworth, which, in my opinion, is a huge downgrade. Because if it was his brother, if it was Chris Hemsworth, I'd stick with the show. But I just don't think Liam's that good of an actor. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, sure, it has to do with acting.
no, it's definitely has to do with acting.
No, I know what you mean. Maybe I don't get the. I think Liam Hemsworth is plenty appealing, but if you're a fan of the
Have you
show,
seen him
okay.
act?
No, that's what I was getting to. That I was like, well, if you're gonna be
Okay,
like artistic about it, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Um,
yeah.
but no, I see your point.
Um,
Sorry, go on. Yes.
yeah, but but even The Witcher, it's like it was good, but I don't
Mhm.
think I don't think that it was that like that, oh my god, this is amazing. And I
Mhm.
think The Last of Us came out and it was that, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
amazing. My favorite episode is actually the one with Nick Offerman that doesn't really have any of
Mhm.
Joel and Ellie.
Mhm. Mhm.
Famously got review bombed. It's kind of
Sure. Yeah.
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 Yeah, if you read the IMDb reviews, it's kind of some of them are really funny though, because they're like, "This is it. I used to watch this show with my family, and now I can't anymore." And it's like, really,
Why did you
you
watch it with
watched
your?
The Last of Us with your family?
Yeah. I mean, if you're
um,
going to review bomb something, at least like be creative about it.
but season two was very interesting because a lot of people there was a big question on, hey, is it gonna follow the story of the games,
Hmm.
specifically Last of Us, or yeah, The Last of Us Two. Because we're just gonna say it. In the video game, Joel dies, and it
Yeah.
was a huge thing. The game got a ton of hate
Hmm.
for killing off Joel. So there was a lot of question marks, like, hey, are they gonna do that with the show?
Hmm.
On top of that, it's not just that it's your central character, but it's also Pedro Pascal,
Yeah.
who is right now just he's huge right now.
Yeah.
It's
For
not
good reason.
it's not when he was like early. It's
Hmm.
are you gonna do that? And they make the decision to do it still. And even though I knew that there's a very good because I had heard that he died from the game, even though I knew it was coming, damn, it hurt.
I mean, so I didn't know. I didn't know that he was going to die. And every week I would go into the office and you would tell me, "Hey, did you get to that episode yet?" And I was like,
Yep.
"No, not yet." And then you were like, I'll know when you get to that episode." And then I got to the episode, and oh my god, it was heartbreaking. I didn't
Yeah.
even. I wanted to shut down. Like I put my phone away. I shut everything off. I was just sitting there, like, what do I do now with life? But wow, and it was so brutal too. Like
Oh,
I kept like I don't have a stomach for that kind of violence. Definitely not when it's done to Pedro Pascal. So I just kept doing the 10 seconds thing. But in the scene, like I can still hear like Ellie scream. It was just such a phenomenal performance. And thanks for giving me the heads up. By the way, uh, it was so I knew it was going to be episode 2.
I
I know
didn't
something.
tell you exactly what was gonna happen.
No, you didn't. And that's the thing. It's like I knew to expect something in episode 2 or 3 because you were like, oh, I don't remember which one it is. It's one of those two. And then I saw the hordes like starting to attack, and I was like, oh, he's just talking about like the grotesque, like fucking like zombie things.
Yeah.
And that's what he's making fun of. And then I was like, okay. And then there was that one moment when one of the zombies got shot. And I was like, this is either Ellie and there's going to be a romance between Abby and Ellie, or it's Joel and Joel's going to die. And it was Joel. And the minute I turned around and I saw it was him, I was like, I mean, the minute the camera turned around and I saw it was him, I knew. I just didn't think that it would happen that immediately.
hmm Yeah,
Kudos
it
to the.
was a.
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying kudos to the showrunners for being brave enough to actually do that. Like, I really, as much as I was heartbroken by it, I understand and fully appreciate their decision to stay true to the story.
Yeah, it's a very bold decision. Um, because well, one, we talked about it, it's the central character is Pedro Pascal, but more than that, and this is what I think makes the show stand out from other video game adaptations. This show is really built upon the relationship between Joel and Ellie,
Right.
and we saw that it was fractured,
Hmm.
and even that is like, okay, you want them to have some kind of reconciliation,
Hmm.
um, and you're waiting for that, and instead of getting that,
Yeah.
you get this brutal death.
Yeah. And it happens right in front of Ellie. I mean, that was a very cruel decision, I would say, from the video game. But I also feel like it's because of that that the like Ellie gets the drive to continue with the
Yeah,
journey because she saw what happened to Joel. Um, I would like everything about the show was just so incredible. As like season two, I was genuinely impressed because it's very fresh in my head. I only finished watching it last night, um, and I thought like all the arcs were also so interesting, especially Ellie's arc because it she's very layered and very flawed, and we don't get to see that a lot in like high action like films or
Oh
TV
yeah.
shows because
Hmm.
in a show like this, right, I could see how it's very easy to make the decision of like, hey, each episode gets two action set pieces and like just kind of just gloss over the character stuff. And I think the reason the show works so well is because of how much time and space they held for the character moments. The whole sequence in the music shop, like in the
Oh yeah.
records or whatever, it was so incredible. Like I don't know, like it's so like I think I'm gonna remember all of those for a very long time to come.
Yeah, I think and that's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you is like why do you think the adaptation for The Last of Us works while other video game adaptations don't? And for my answer to that is I think what is the heart of the show
Right.
and or the heart of whatever the project you're making with The Last of Us, the heart is Joel and Ellie,
Mm-hmm.
both as individual characters, but um, also as a duo. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in other many video game movies, they capture the concept, they capture the they have like cool fight sequences and all that, but they tend to be very forgettable because what the creators, sometimes the studios, fail to recognize is well, a there may not be a um heart or a soul in the game itself, so we need to create one
Mm-hmm.
and not just like hey, we created it, it's there, but like really fully invest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but or we need to identify, or if it does have one, we need to identify what that is
Mm-hmm.
and really lean into that.
Mm-hmm.
And The Last of Us successfully does this. Now it's very interesting to see where it goes on to season three
Yeah.
because obviously Joel is not there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even going to be focused on Ellie. Actually, Abby is going to be the main character of season
I
three.
hate her so
I
much.
do too.
What the hell? Oh my god. I mean, I get it. Her motivations make sense and everything, but just there's just this visceral hate that I have for her.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
the performance was great. Like the actress really pulled it
yeah.
off.
Yeah,
But
Caitlin Deaver is the actress. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. She's in Booksmart. She was in Dope Sick. I think she's fantastic.
yeah, which is goddamn. I mean, I finished. I don't know that at the very end when she comes back in, I'm just like, no, just kill her. Like I want her dead so bad. I yeah. No, but you're right. I think the reason this works so well is because it does capture that the central relationship is obviously very clear through the entire game, I'm sure, and the show as well.
Yep.
My I think the other thing is yes, they capture Joel and Ellie like really well. Their relationship is established and taken through, and all of that. I think they do a good job with even the surrounding characters and their emotional stakes.
I agree.
Which sometimes I feel like in such like I'm gonna call this an epic show, right? Because in terms of scale and everything, it's pretty like large scale. It's very easy for
Yep.
that stuff to fall through the cracks. Like, it's interesting because like I said, like if I was a showrunner, there's so much that's going on, right? Like think like post production, think like casting, just so much going on. It's very easy to kind of just slack off when it comes to like the basic beats or the writing because it's like I don't know, it's just easy to just gloss over it. So I really appreciated that they didn't do that. Also, I think their case is greatly they're really supported by the fact that their cast was excellent. Pedro Pascal was so good. I mean, he's good in everything, but it just elevated everything altogether. You told me your favorite episode was the throwback one where we see Joel and Ellie again.
Yeah, that's the yeah, it's the flashback one because and this is the other reason why I think why I think this show works so well while other video game adaptations don't, and
Mm-hmm.
that is because they understand that you have to do an adaptation. You don't do a one-to-one
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
translation
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it was this and also the episode when right after Joel dies, where the entire episode is about Ellie grieving. And
Yeah.
if you watch the behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
stuff at the end, Neil Druckmann says that we did something in this episode that you can't do in the game because the game requires you to be constantly active. So you
Mm-hmm.
cannot have this much time dedicated
Mm-hmm.
just towards Ellie grieving.
Yeah.
Similarly, now I don't know if this is in the game or not, but I want to talk about the flashback of Joel when he's younger and he's trying to protect his brother from being
Yeah.
hit by the father,
Mm-hmm.
and you just end up watching them have a long conversation. I highly doubt. Again, it could be in the game. I could be wrong, but I highly
Mm-hmm.
doubt that there's something like that in the game because I
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you're playing the game, like
Yeah.
what's happening
Mm-hmm.
here. Maybe it's like 10 seconds and then you go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the show really understood like, hey, this is a show and we need to take the heart and soul of what the game was and then also the general world, the general plot line of the game, but we really need to make our own thing here,
Mm-hmm.
which and I think it works because you have Craig Mazin, creator of Chernobyl,
Yep.
working alongside Neil Druckmann, who's the creator of the game, exiting for season 3. So let's see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, coming together, and they worked on it. Neil Druckmann was able to bring the sensibilities from the show. Craig Mazin, I'm sure, was like, hey, I wrote an Emmy-winning limited series. I got this. I got the TV stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
um, but and I think that's part of why that episode really stands out. It's something that you wouldn't necessarily see in the game. I also just love the parallel when Joel's father tells him, "I just hope that one day you can be a little bit better than me." And Joel, having made some mistakes, not being fully accepting, when he
Mm-hmm.
finds Ellie with another girl, kind of says the same thing, like, "Hey, I'm doing my best. I just hope that one day you can be a little bit better than I was."
Yeah. I mean, which in a life context, I think is all we can really hope from
Yep.
just generations that come after us. That episode was heartbreaking. It was delightful. I live on the other side of the globe from my family, so it made me miss my father. Um, it was, it was really, really, I don't know, well made. I especially
Yeah.
appreciated the little moths that he does on her guitar. Um,
Yeah.
it was so sweet. And it's going to suck to like have to watch season 3 without Joel. Um,
Essentially without Ellie, because I don't know what happened. I mean,
that's true. What a cliffhanger! Oh
yeah,
my
I'm
god,
gonna
what
be
a
honest. I have no
cliffhanger!
idea where we're
Me
going
neither.
from here. The only thing I knew was that Joel is gonna die.
Right.
Um,
And
but we have the ending where it's um Abby pointing a gun at Ellie,
yeah, I mean,
and
we heard the gunshot, so we don't
you
know.
hear a gunshot, and then you just see Abby waking up. So you have no idea what
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
to Ellie, and you know that Abby is gonna be the lead for season 3.
yeah.
So
I mean, I do think that. I mean, from what I gather, it's sort of like her waking up is not after the gunshot. It's like a while ago, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. Um,
we don't know that.
oh, I was hoping that's what it was because
I'm
that's what
pretty sure
the
you're
word.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
but we
But
don't know that for a fact. I'm sure
true.
somebody who
I'm
has played the game or watched the gameplay does know what happens, but
I'm gonna try and stay away from spoilers as much as possible, um,
yeah,
because I don't know, the story I think deserves that. Um,
yeah. Even with Joel, it's like I didn't seek it out. I just like when
yeah.
that happened, it's like everyone was talking about it. So, and this is like way before the adaptation was ever even announced.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So one of my friends worked on the game. Uh, see,
oh, that's awesome.
like part 2 of the game. Apparently, he was onboarded right after the story was set in stone, and on his first day at the job, it was revealed to him that he was going to have to work on the part where Joel dies. Like that, like
Oh
he was a
shit.
the team that worked on that. So I was like, hey, it kind of sounds like you could have stopped this. Um,
I don't think you could have stopped it, but
hey, I'd like to. Hey, I mean, I don't know. I was very pleasantly surprised to hear that story. But no, I mean, I cannot wait for season three. I'm guessing they're gonna make us wait for like a painful couple of years to make that happen. Um, I will say that the quality of production was pretty good too. Like I was actually not expecting the level of VFX that we got.
oh, I mean, I didn't I didn't doubt that we would get top-notch quality because we got it in the first season, and also this is HBO. This is kind of their flagship after
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones. So I knew that they were gonna throw um throw all the budget. But then you could tell that even though it's like the VFX were really good, but
Hmm.
there's not a ton of zombie carnage, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
couple scenes here and there. That's about
Hmm.
it.
I quite liked. I know that this obviously comes from the game, but I like the visuals of the world building. It was nice to see like Seattle, but like
Oh yeah.
those pockets are always enjoyable to me. Like everywhere I see
Hmm.
them, like it happened in the last season too, where like you recognize the skyline, but it's kind of like I don't
Yeah.
know. There's something very welcoming about it,
Yeah.
which I'm not entirely sure how to explain.
Hmm.
Uh, I sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say actually, since you brought up Seattle, I do think that it is. I do think that we should bring up the because we have yet to talk about it, but the other stuff going on. There's like this weird cult, and there's the
Yeah.
military guys, Jeffrey Wright,
Hmm.
um, that's happening. Uh, I'm going to be honest. Um, I am not thrilled about that part of the show. Listen, I love Jeffrey Wright. He can do no wrong. Um, and no pun intended, I guess. Um, he's great.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not that invested in that storyline,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna give the caveat of we don't know much about it, and I think there's a lot that could happen in season three, and I do trust the writers that they're probably gonna be like. I feel like the writers are like, hey, this is gonna make sense. This is gonna be worth it. Just stay patient. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel my patience will be rewarded. But as of right now, I'm
Yeah.
not loving it.
No, I see what you mean because it felt a little like almost like tropey. Like any
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic
Hmm.
story has that one like irrational cult.
Yeah.
I think that on a thematic level it was interesting because there's like literal zombies on the planet and like survival is a problem, but still people are fighting each other, and I
Yep.
thought that was very very interesting. Um,
Hmm.
and I think I might be on your side where I might need more information about like about the cult itself for me to decide whether I care about it or not. The
Yeah.
military stuff was very very interesting. Um, I also wanted to bring up a sequence in the last episode, or I think it was, yeah, it was the last episode, of where Ellie finally makes it to where she thinks Abby is. And she meets another character, I think her name is Nora. And Nora's she wants to get information out of Nora. She wants to figure out where Abby is, and Nora refuses to talk. So they go up this building and ultimately end in this floor, like in this closed off space where the spores are in the air and just inhaling it is going to infect you. And but Ellie knows she's immune, so once they walk in here, she sees Nora get affected by it, and she basically almost tortures Nora into giving her that information. For me, I think that sequence was kind of us seeing Ellie arc, because in the beginning she was so against Joel for hurting someone for her, but if you actually, the situation just fully flips in this
Yep.
sequence, where she's completely okay hurting this other person who actually didn't technically even like do anything to Joel. She was completely okay
Technically.
technically, but you get what I mean. Like she was not like directly involved, but Ellie was totally
I
fine.
mean, she was
Like
holding Ellie down.
true. You get what I mean.
Yeah,
The
I know.
point is like the point is she's in this moment and she makes the decision to keep hurting this other girl over and over again, almost as revenge for Joel, and I thought that was a very, very cool character moment because we see her in her full rage, and then she has this conversation with Dina right after, where she's talking about how like she thought she would have a harder time torturing someone, but she didn't. Um, it was very cool to see her kind of acknowledge her whole like arc
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
It's a bit of a negative arc,
Mm-hmm.
because usually you have protagonists that have a flaw and then they overcome it and become a better
Mm-hmm.
um person. In this case, it's kind of the opposite. She's become a person who um almost enjoys violence,
Yeah.
inflicting violence upon other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is kind of that's what this show is, at least what this season is about. Like,
Right.
it's a cycle of violence because Joel inflicted violence when Ellie was captured.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was justified in it. Then there's some debate online on whether or not he was. Now, I think he was actively saving Ellie's life, so
Mm-hmm.
I think it's different than Abby and Ellie, who, yeah, it is revenge. But
Yeah.
it's violence upon others. Abby goes, she hunts down Joel
Yeah.
again, just fueled by rage,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's Ellie. Same thing. She is hunting down Abby, fueled by rage, and you just kind of wonder, like, is this cycle going to keep continuing, grow bigger, or is someone going to finally come in and break it?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna grow bigger, and I'm okay with that. I think in all the three instances, I mean, I hate Abby, but I see the logic, like behind like all of her decisions. The intent is very clear, and honestly, I think it was justified. I thought it. I know it's a debate or whatever, bigger, larger good. I get it, but I think it was fine that Joel killed those people to save Ellie because he knew she was going to die. I think the fact that
Hmm.
Abby's father was killed is also justifiable, and I think Ellie being upset that her father was killed is even more justified. It's just all like, I mean,
Yeah,
Joel's father, but still, it's like, I think some worlds and some stories lend themselves to arcs like this, and it's really nice to see them being explored.
yeah. Well, we know the cycle's not going to break until at least season 4. Or
Yeah,
season 4. I believe that's what they said. It will probably be the last season, so.
I'm so in for the ride.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like, what is it like? If we assume 2 years per season, season four is going to be 4 years from now.
Probably.
I feel old, but that's fine. I will wait and I will watch and I will be excited for
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of talk of, like, well, they used to make 22 episodes every year, and it's true, but one, um when you have, like, bigger kind of,
yeah,
I wouldn't say Bella Ramsey is A-list, but like her, Jeffrey Wright, when you have actors that are kind of higher in demand, you gotta there's scheduling that is involved, so you may not be able to shoot. But then also, I genuinely think the quality of TV is better now than
yeah.
when you used to do 22 episodes every year.
I was gonna say very respectfully, this is not like a it's not like a multicam like we write a 30-minute episode every week. Not saying that's
Yeah.
easy, saying this is like significantly like
Mhm.
more layered and
Yeah.
complicated, I would say. I hate waiting, but more often than not the wait is worth it. So
Yeah. And
with the
honestly,
exception, yeah. I was gonna say
nowadays it flies
sorry.
by.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, with the chaos that's around us, I feel
Yeah.
like yeah, this wait is the least painful thing of all of
Yeah.
it.
Well, I was more referring to the fact that, like, I just feel like we're in, like, a golden age of TV. There's just
Yeah,
always something
something nice.
awesome
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out, and
yeah.
then it's like the next thing you know, it's like, oh shoot, the new season's here already.
Yeah. No, I agree. I felt that way when the new boys season came out. And that was the other thing. It's like I feel like I was it's interesting that you said golden age of TV because I remember I think it was 2 years ago or maybe a little it was some time ago when we were still in film school. I even remember putting up a story saying I'm just so glad that I like live in the same era of TV as like The Boys or whatever show came out at that point. So no, I'm enjoying it. quite a lot.
All right, it's time to give our scores for The Last of Us Season 2. And if you're new here, or as a reminder, the way we score things here is on the script coverage scale. So there is pass when we think something is not so good, consider when we think it's decent, and recommend when we think it's great. Uh, as a reminder, this is just a score, not an actual recommendation. So with that said, how would you score The Last of Us Season 2?
I would say pass. No, I'm kidding. It's a very strong recommend. I loved every moment of this. Um, I, yeah, that's all I can say. How about you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to tell what my score is gonna be. I mean, we've been glazing this show for this whole hour.
Uh-huh.
It's a pass, or no, it's a recommend. I actually genuinely messed that up. I didn't mean to do the joke like you did. That was genuinely a mistake on my part. But easy recommend. Just this
Yeah.
show is just it's so bold, it's so daring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the acting is amazing. The writing, I mean, just some of the best dialogue
Mm-hmm.
on on TV. And in a this is I hate the zombie genre, uh,
Yeah.
in general. Yet
Mm-hmm.
this
This is
zombie
an
show is one of
excellent.
my favorites on TV because of the characters.
Yeah, speaking of writing, and you said it was very well written, I wanted to shout out one dialogue, which is my favorite from the season. It happens in episode one, where she's training with somebody and they go easy on her. And she like looks them in the eye and she says, "Don't do that to me." And I thought that was amazing. I feel like I echoed with it quite strongly. It sucks when people go easy. So yeah, I wanted to shout that line out.
Yeah, I think my favorite line was still can't remember exactly, but I just hope that you can be a little bit better than I was. Something like that.
Yeah, see, you picked a more like eloquent, like beautiful, like oh philosophical line, and I just was like, this is an angry line, and I like it. Anyway, what else have you been watching?
So I watched F1.
Mm-hmm.
Um I watched this movie of course in theaters, and I think it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Story, whatever. Pretty basic. I'm not there for the story. I'm there for the racing scenes, and the way that they were filmed were kind of incredible. There is one shot that they go back to a lot, but it's like the camera is mounted on the car and the car is moving at like insanely high speeds, and then it will just turn and flip and focus on the driver all in um one shot. And it was
Mm-hmm.
just so smooth and fluid and beautiful. The sound design was incredible. All the acting, and between F1 and Dune 2, Javier Bardem is the greatest hype man in cinema history.
I have been seeing the memes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about the movie. I haven't had the chance to check it out yet, but I will.
Yeah, it's just an awesome, like really fun experience.
Mm-hmm. I watched this Hindi film called Mrs. Um, it's been on. I mean, it's come out a while. It came out a while ago. I think it's on Z5 or something. It's a remake of a Malayalam film called The Great Indian Kitchen, and I think I've talked about The Great Indian Kitchen in a different
You
episode.
have.
I have, but I thought this adaptation was really smart. Um, I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought Sanya Malhotra's performance was great, and
Okay.
it is different enough than the now I like the Malayalam one better because I just thought the story felt more authentic, but I think the Hindi adaptation is different enough than the Malayalam film that it's a movie by itself. It's not like a shot for shot remake. The themes are similar, but the Hindi one worked for me really well also. So I definitely recommend watching Mrs. if anyone has the time.
All right. Yeah, I didn't even know that they remade it. I'll definitely
Yeah.
check that out. And I love Sani Malhotra, so.
Hmm. Yeah, it was very interesting some of the perspectives they took. I would love to hear what
Mhm.
you think.
Yeah, she is one of the most underrated um
Yeah.
actresses.
Yeah, so versatile, so good at what she does. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, can't wait to see more of her.
All right.
All right. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode of the Pages to Pixels podcast. I'm Keerthana,
Rohan.
and we will see you again next week with a brand new episode. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.